Hello everyone, I'm back with a process video, and this is a Project Life page, and it's a little bit different. It's like a 8.5 by 11, and it is from a bachelorette party that I was just recently at. So I'm just trying to figure out what to do with that top section because the 6 by 6 will not fit behind it. So I didn't know what I wanted to use because I wanted to use a 6 by 6 pad, if you will, and that's what it's called. The papers that we got from our Citrus Twist Project Life kit, and unfortunately, unless I glued them together to make the size, it wasn't going to fit. So I just decided to make my own white background and then maybe do some mixed media with it. And back some of the pages and just add different colors on my own. And I will say, at first, I was not enjoying this layout at all, and I really play around with a lot of different papers and try and figure out what I want with it. And it took me quite a bit to kind of get this down. And to be fair, it was the first time I scrapbooked in like a month. So I always feel like that first time, it just takes a bit to get in your own groove. So this is me trying to get my own groove. All of the girls are wearing gold in our shirts, so I was like, oh, maybe I could do some mixed media behind this little page. I mean, why not? So I decided to use the packaging technique, and I just spray some of it on the plastic, and I think this is just Distress ink in pistachio. So I'm just adding some of my own little splatters, if you will, not very naturally, but just adding it, and most of it ends up getting covered up anyway by the paper that I decide to use in the background, but sometimes I think it's fun to just play around anyway. And then I also decided to add some gold as well, but then I just kind of cover it up with pink paper anyway. So you just really see a lot of the splatters on the side of it, which is good and fine with me. I wanted to layer this very thinly, and I keep messing it up because I don't realize like how thin it actually is, and then my cat's just like walking across the screen, so feel free to ignore her. But I just keep trying to place this down and down and down, keep messing up until eventually I place it in a decent part, and I'm just cutting it so the black does show a little bit more, but not as thick as I want it to be. And I'm sorry, I'm a little out of frame for this. I did not realize it. And then I'm cutting it down just a tad bit more, and my cat is still wanting to hang out. So once I finally get all of that kind of stuck down, I'm going to add some embellishments. I found these gold pieces from the Reset Girls little ephemera package that we got, so I'm just adding that down with an arrow, and then I'm going to add the date to this label. Then the package came with these designed by Citrus Twist chipboard pieces, and I thought that if you peeled off the back that there would be like the sticky stuff behind the chipboard, but there wasn't. So I ended up gluing everything down, all the chipboard pieces that I have, and I wanted to add these little hearts with little gold flecks all over the page. I thought it would just be a really good way for everything to be tied together. So I'm just adding these hearts a little bit more to the page, and if you want to see what came in this kit, if you're just curious, I do have a organization slash kind of unboxing. That was the video before this, if you're just curious on the supplies that I had to choose from this layout. And I do try to use what is in my kit, so I'm not so overwhelmed, and I just kind of go along with it. So what I am doing now is just adding the word bride tribe to the side of it. And I just thought that that would be kind of a fun little, saying to put on the side of this. I wish I would have put them a little bit closer to look like it was cursive, but I just didn't. So it is what it is. I absolutely love these alphas too, and they came with a set of like 2 pages, and since they're pretty tiny, there's actually a lot of different lettering, so I'm very excited to have them because I just think that they're so cute. They're perfect for Project Life because you can add titles like this and not have it take up the whole entire page. So on to the next photo. I cut this down. This was taken, all of these photos were taken at the Lakefront Brewery in Wisconsin, and Milwaukee, Wisconsin to be exact. And it was a lot of fun. We did kind of the brew tour, and then we did a tavern tour where you are on a bike that's a tavern and then you bar hop. That was a lot of fun. But if you have ever gone on a tavern ride, if there's no motor, it is very hard to actually pedal. And then when you're with a bunch of girls, and they were all pedaling, like we were all legit pedaling, but unfortunately it was just very, very hard. So if you ever do a pedal tavern, I would definitely suggest finding one that has a motor, because it is very hard to drink, pedal, try and figure out where you're going. I can see why it is illegal in some states. But anyway, this is a stamp set. I don't think I used the stamp set from Citrus Twist that came in the kits this month. It just says like best ever. I just love the handwriting of these stamps. I feel like someone did brush script, if I remember right, and they turned it into a stamp, which I really like. So I am trying to find some more fun things to add to this page. I'm definitely going to add a little heart, I'm sure. But there were these little sayings as well, so I figured I'd put one right underneath the stamp just to draw a little bit more attention to it. And it has gold foiling on it. And then I was just cutting out a little piece. It says a tab. I think it says like important or something like that. I just thought it would be fun to add a tab to the layers. So I did that, and I was trying to see if this camera would look good anywhere, because it was one of the last things from the Reset Girl that had gold foiling on it. But I don't know. I just loved the photo so much. The colors were so bright and pretty that I just didn't want to kind of distract from the group photo. So I just added 2 little enamel dots to that after the stamping, and then I am done. Now this photo of me and the bride, again, trying to find a place of that gold foil camera, but I don't ever end up finding a place for it, sadly. But I'm just deciding to embellish this picture. I'm not going to add any paper to it or cut it down at all. So just trying to find in the kit what I can add. I am going to add a label, and then I think I just labeled where we were at together so that there was a little bit of journaling on the page, which I am going to try and start doing a lot more, is a lot more journaling. Just I want to be able to write and read and look back at things and have a story to tell versus just putting pictures down like this is the Bachelorette event I went to. Next, this is me at Christmas. Next, I feel like that doesn't really tell that great of a story, so I'm trying to make my scrapbooks tell a story. That is my goal. But I wasn't super excited when I first made this, but I actually ended up really liking this page. I just think it's fun. There were a bunch of fun little embellishments, and it was very easy to make, even though it took me a second to get kind of back in my mojo, but I'm very excited to have this documented and done and in my scrapbook. So I hope you guys enjoyed watching this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. I tried to do a page that I've never done before, this 8.5 by 11. I got it on scrapbook.com if you are interested in this size layout. But thanks for watching, and have a wonderful day. Bye.